Okay.
Y'all make sure y'all get out my boy, man, and make sure when we get these pick'em sheets in, y'all got the right name. And we don't know who Lil Berg is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, oh,
Debo, like, you know what I'm saying? Your name is Eric Williams, but you just got Debo on your sheet. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? Help your people out because you've been complaining if you win the money and we can't figure out, my boy can't figure out who to send the money to. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. Just hold on to
Little Herb.
it.
Y'all make sure y'all got y'all names right on these pickup sheets, man. If y'all want to win this SPP pickup money, man, y'all got to get right. And then,
Please.
no doubt, no doubt. Shout out to my dude Trail Kizzy, that hit me up the other day. Yo, I slid in with the joint, man. Am I straight, man? And I was like, I didn't even see the pickup sheet. I was like, was it a Thursday game on the sheet? Because I've been so busy, I didn't jump in. I was like, let me
You
hit my
missed it,
boy up.
bro.
And I let him know that he was safe. He was good to go, so he was in the mix.
So Trail is your people?
Well, we work together. Well, he doesn't work in the same location with me. He's a store manager at another store, but
Okay.
he been an SBP member for a minute.
Who is his team? Is he
His
still
team
a fan?
he is a Miami Dolphins fan.
Then I have no idea which sheet it is. No
I'm gonna
idea.
find out. I'm gonna find out when this is over. I'll text him
Could
when
it
it's over.
look? Could it be Slim? Could it be Pac? Could it be Just Win Baby? I don't know. I
All
don't
I
know. There's
know,
a few.
all I know when I hit you that. So when did I hit you? Was it yesterday morning? Or the day
Yesterday
before
or
yesterday?
Friday.
So whatever day
Yesterday or
I hit
Friday.
you about it, it should have come through that night just beforehand. And he
Yeah.
said he sent you the money around about the same time and did the sheet. I'm gonna find out as soon as we get done with this. I'm gonna text him and see what's up. See which name is actually his.
Word.
So Trell, I'm gonna hit you in a sec, man. If you're not watching, but yeah, man. So let's get into these sports. We got picks to do. We got 7 games, and we're gonna pick. But before we get to these picks,
But before we get to these picks,
let's talk about the obvious. What should we be talking about first today? What you think?
hmm, I don't know. I wish I had some music in the background. I wish I had like uh I need an iPad, not an iPad. What's the little old joints? The little the little joints, not
Uh,
the is it iPod?
the
I need an
iPod.
iPod. I need an iPod so I can play like I be on that kryptonite, straight up on that kryptonite or something.
Yeah, ATL baby. Atlanta Braves got it done. There's not a happier man in this group than myself. I know we got some Braves fans, but Graham Lloyd might be up there too. I gotta give it to Graham Lloyd. He for sure, for sure.
He
But
went he went to the World Series.
yes, I got to give respect to that. I ain't go to the World Series, so I'm gonna throw Graham in the mix. But there's some happy folks other than that, man. And Source, we got it done, bro. Like I don't think people really understand. I'm not overstating this. The magnitude of what we just watched here in MLB. They assumed that the Braves would be good because we were good last year. We were a series away from the World Series, and some say we blew it, which we did. We did blow a great opportunity last year, right? And shut up, Siri. I said World Series, and she telling me stuff I already know about who won it and the whole 9 yards, right? But people don't get it or do not understand exactly what really happened here. Like this was a team that came in expecting to be really good and was stumbling hard. Even with Ronald Acuna there, they did not come out the gates the way that a lot of us thought they would. And there was a lot of talk about Acuna being an early MVP candidate, which he was balling out. Group member Tim Thoner questioned. He was like, hold on, it's still early." But Tim, you can't deny that he was swinging that bat, bro. He had over like 70 runs, I think, before he got hurt. Acuna was balling, but this Braves team was struggling. And what we went through to win that World Series is crazy because, as funny as it sounds, Acuna's injury might have been the catalyst for the reason that we won it. Like
Indeed.
brilliant GM moves, because the team could have just like we just ride this out, see what happens, we come back. They made some moves to go out and acquire some guys, the Jock Petersons, and to bring Duvall back, who had been with the Braves,
Duval.
Eddie Rosario. They go out and get these guys early in the year. They went back and got Charlie Morton, who had played for the Braves before. But
Right.
but the moves that were made at Solar Power, like the moves that were made at just before the trade deadline were crazy, and that's probably was the catalyst for the reason that this historic run was made.
Yeah, because we really doubt that the Braves make maybe. I mean, maybe they make a move
Yeah,
if Acuna's still healthy, but they're not making all those moves unless he got hurt. So now you've got, I guess, going forward. I don't know what the contract situation is, but I guess going forward, you have a heck of a squad over there when you bring Acuna back. Oh man, that's going to be a problem
yeah,
going into next season.
yeah. So I think it's going to be interesting. Jock Peterson, I understand, has already declined his option. So we'll
Yeah,
see what happens with the rest of the guys. What do they do with Marcelo Ozuna? People seem to forget Ozuna didn't even really play because of the domestic
bruh.
situation. So we came into this thing entering the postseason, or really after the All Star break, with a totally different outfield. Period. Every one of those guys in the outfield were new, to the squad. So that was just truly amazing. But if they can bring back those guys, most of those guys, is great. Of course, the big question is Freddie Freeman. He is is a free agent. He's going to command a lot of cash, and they got to give him what he wants. I mean, they got to
Yeah,
give that man what he wants, no matter what the expense is at this point, because most of your other people in good shape. But I will say is one feel good thing for me, as I've mentioned before on this here podcast, is how good Austin Riley and Dansby Swanson played, because to me they helped blow that series against the Dodgers last year.
mm,
A couple of critical plays, errors, uh, overrunning the bases on Riley, and then Dansby. So to see them have such a big hand in this run was truly satisfying.
yeah. Shout out to all the group members who are Atlanta Braves fans. I can only think of a couple off the top of my head. Cuzzo, of course, Don Mosley, um, my man Robert Milton, who I saw him last night, and he was just super hype, and he expressed everything that you expressed just now
Yeah,
last night. So I know y'all Braves fans are super hype. I ain't mad at you. Plus, Richmond loves the Braves
for
still,
sure.
even though they've been gone.
Folks,
AAA been gone for a while, but Richmond will always be the second home of the Atlanta Braves.
for sure, for obvious reasons. So one thing I want to throw out, I'm not going to beat the people to death with this because I've been celebrating all week. And Steve's asked in the group, and I was commenting on a post, I think between him and Chris Robin, well, what I'm all in their business for the most part. Shouldn't I still be celebrating? Yeah, and I still am. But I
Yeah.
will say is, did you see? There's some real history behind this. Um, so do you know? Do you remember what Hank Aaron's number was?
44.
44. The legendary Hank Aaron, Hall of Famer, number retired by both the Milwaukee and Atlanta Braves. This is crazy. Acuna got hurt. The record for the Braves was 44 and 44. So that's 44 wins before the All Star break. They won 44 games after the All Star break. Guess what week of the year we won the World Series?
Not the 44th week of the year.
The 44th week of the year, the Atlanta Braves win the World Series. So shout out to the Braves. Shout out to Hank Aaron and the family. It was a great thing. We know the great Hank Aaron passed away earlier this year in January. I think January 21st. So do it for Hank. We did it for Hank. We did it for the team, and of course, ATL did it for their city. So
ATL shouted. I ain't mad at
hey, so we gonna steer real quick to something that I don't know if I posted it in the group, but it's on my personal page real quick, and you commented on it, and it was about the school lunch. So do you remember the
you.
school lunches back in the day when we had the big tray, either like the beige or the blue trays or whatever, and pizza day was legit. And I see you say you used to pepper that pizza down, bro. That was your thing.
Bruh, see, here's the thing. I don't even remember lunch when I lived in the city. I don't remember what we ate. at all. Like I don't remember a specific anything. But when I moved to Chesterfield, fourth and fifth grade,
Mm-hmm.
I specifically remember pizza day with the little kind of like trapezoid shaped pepperonis on them joints. Like, sometimes it'd just be
Yeah.
cheese. And I'd be like, cheese, I ain't whatever. But
Yeah.
they had a little pepperonis on the joint.
Or the side
But
bacon bits.
but I don't know what happened. Something happened along the line. And I
Mhm.
was like, it's good, but it needs something else. Tried a little salt on it. We only had salt and pepper
Yeah.
on the table or wherever it
Yeah.
was. For whatever reason, one day I just went crazy with the pepper, like covered the joint with pepper. I don't know why. And I bit the joint,
Top ain't fall
and
off.
that joint was uh, that joint was fire. When I tell you it was fire for real, for real. I don't know what it was, but pepper on that pepperoni pizza made it magnifique.
Yeah, I remember being a kid, like elementary school, like pizza day only came around ever so often, so we used to lose our
Right.
minds. It was a couple of times that I brought lunch, had my little Marvel or either my Superman lunchbox, you know what I'm saying? And I
Hmm.
bought lunch, and then I found out it was pizza day, and I would scramble around and see if I had like a dollar or two, whatever, in my pocket so I could actually eat the school lunch. But I was a big pepperoni guy back then, so I only wanted the pepperoni. So it used to be two downers for me when that used to happen. One is if I got to the front and there was nothing but cheese left,
Yep.
I used to be a little hurt. But
Me
it
too.
was something else on that picture that was like so dope, especially when you were a kid. When I got to my turn to get to the front to get my lunch, they didn't have it. I was so hurt. You know what that was?
What?
The chocolate milk, bro. Now I know now as an adult we think about, man, chocolate milk and peace. You know what your stomach? Oh, you don't think about that stuff as a kid. You don't care.
Of course.
You don't care about nothing but eating good. You ain't washing your clothes. You ain't doing none of that. You don't care. So when I used to get to the front and you get up there and it's time for you to reach down there and grab your milk and there was nothing but white milk in there. I remember the lady telling me one time, I'm like, dang, I ain't got no more chocolate milk. She says, no, but you can get that or you can get 2%. I don't want no daggone 2% milk, man.
What good was that doing?
It was like, I'm a kid, man. I got a long life. I don't give a darn about no 2% milk, bro. Like,
Right.
give me. Only time I messed with the whole milk when I was putting on my cereal before I came to school. You feel me? I wanted chocolate milk. So, but that was the downer, man. If they didn't have the chocolate milk, that would hurt too. But I did notice as we got older, I know middle school, we actually I thought everybody ran on the same schedule, but in middle school we used to have pizza a little bit more. And as Cheryl Parker reminded us that when we got to high school, it was pizza like almost on the regular.
Almost, almost
Yeah,
every
and I
day.
had forgotten about that, but she did remind. She said she commented she loved the pizza day, and I loved the pizza period because it really wasn't no pizza day because it was pizza pretty much every day. You had first dibs if you had first lunch. You ain't had to worry about them running out. You feel me?
I ain't never had first one ever.
I used to have that
But
split joint, man. Like I hated when we was in high school. I hated the split joint because because the one year I had health class, like health class. So you had health and you
oh
also had gym. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So you had gym this week, whatever. Then it was a health week before they switched all that up. And I used to hate it because if you had gym, you ain't really want to eat. You know if you really wanted to eat that heavy because you wanted to go back and finish that basketball game in the gym. Now, if it was health week, it didn't matter because you was going to sit right back down and write and watch videos anyway.
one last thing on one last piece on that
Mm-hmm.
elementary school joint. I don't think it was until fifth grade. I know. Don't. I'm not gonna bring up the name, so we ain't got to get into all that. But, bruh, when they used to have a banana pudding pops,
Word.
banana pudding pops used to set it off. Like it was. I don't even know what it was about them joints, but them joints was crazy, and we didn't have them that often. But I remember when we did, and it was like the game changer for lunch.
I forgot about them joints. That was fire though. That was definitely
Indeed.
fire. That was definitely fire. So let's get started, man. Just before we get into our sports today, we got some NFL topics to crush before we hit these games. So I'm going to give a shout out to a few anniversaries, and there's some common numbers here. So I don't know if I need
Mm,
to play some numbers this week or not. So Anniversary. So we can go back 32 years ago today. The Jungle Brothers released Done by the Forces of Nature, which was been their second album. So it's been 32 years, bro. We getting old. Hey.
I don't want to talk about it.
Magic number for this one is 26. We got three albums whose anniversary are today for 26 years. First of all, Eric Sermon's second album, Double or Nothing, which got
Yeah.
four mics and the source. It's 26 years ago today. Dope album. I still like the first album a little bit better, but it still was dope in my opinion. Um, Second of all, in 26 was the Goody Mob. Soul Food came through 26 years ago.
Wait a second. Hold
Yeah,
on, bro. What?
Soul Food
That's today? Oh
today.
man.
You gotta make something happen
See,
on that
I
on that
do.
TikTok, man.
I do. Now I got to do. God, I thought I had kind of slid out of it for the third one that you're about to mention because there's no good song on there that plays at a good part for me on the joint. But that third one, can I go ahead and say it? I might as well
Go
just
ahead.
say it. 26th anniversary of Liquid Swords.
Word them
The
up.
the just yeah, I saw when S Del posted that joint in the group. I was like, yo, I'm about to get on this right now. I went to the TikTok music joint. I'm like, man, they ain't even got no good part of no song. And I can't be over here rapping meth part on just an album. You know,
Yeah,
that ain't right.
yeah, yeah. It's kind of hard to. I did a little small joint. It was kind of hard to find what I wanted to find, but well, actually, what I actually found it on stories here on Facebook, or whatever. So back when we had one of our Woo Wednesday joints, and I got your
Yeah.
back joint on that, which is crazy because I stumbled across that video looking for something else a couple of weeks ago. I said, okay, okay, and they're gonna be here next in a little less than a month.
Man,
So
yeah, I forgot about that
yeah,
joint.
tour coming through. Him, Ray, and Ghost, and I'm still contemplating on going. It is a night that the Cowboys play the Saints, but I'm not really worried about the Saints. So, and I don't miss no Cowboy games, but I just may end up there. I still haven't made my decision yet. So, shout out that was a full mic album as well. All right, let's jump into this NFL, man.
Yeah,
So,
and that was a slight. And just for the record, see, he mentioned Goody Mob, and I went off topic. Goody Mob's album, yeah, that is a classic right there. We're talking about Soul Food, right? Wait,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. We're talking about classic, classic. Yeah, that's got to
Well, I'm gonna
happen.
say
Got to
this
happen.
real quick, and hopefully I don't get slapped after this. We get off of this show because my other half is watching, right? But I will say that Goody Mob album back in the day, just way back, I didn't know her then. To date somebody, and for some reason, and I'm
Oh
not gonna say it
Lord.
nicely because it's Sunday, she would rather chill to that Goody Mob album than to Keep Sweat. I'm gonna leave it at that. So yeah, it's strange, bro. The strange things that yes, yes. But anyway, I never figured that out. But anyway, um,
Yeah.
you pray for
I'm
me. I don't have a blackout the next podcast either. Okay.
I'm just waiting for something to come flying through the screen at any point in time.
Hey, what is your boy? Jizza said, "I got your back. You best watch your
You
front.
better watch your
I might
front.
need Jizza right now."
Better watch your sides.
Yo, man. So check this out. Von Miller, man, went to sleep at 4-4. He woke up at 7-1. What does this mean for the Rams and the rest of the NFL?
What you know what it means for Von Miller? It means like if there's any slouch in his game, any fall off from injury or anything like that, it's going to show right here and right now because he got to be a walking sack machine right now.
Mm-hmm.
When you got Aaron Donald getting double team, triple team, you gonna get solo all day long. So if you still have the ability to beat that solo block, you gonna eat. That's what it's gonna be. What does it mean for the league? It don't even matter. Forget the league. What does it mean for like Kyler Murray? That's gonna be interesting because ain't no bounce, ain't no straight bounce out of there to Von Miller side. I don't think we have to see what it's really about. I need to see Von Miller on the field though. Like, is he expected to play tonight? I sure hope so. I mean, not tonight. Tomorrow.
Well,
Is
they
it
said
tonight?
it's tonight.
Tonight.
It's tonight. Yeah, yeah. They now last I saw earlier, right now they were saying that he wasn't going to play, and then
Okay.
about 30 minutes before we started doing this, I saw something that said that they may test him out, and they're gonna make a decision. So I would still lean towards the fact that I don't think he's going to play this week, but you just
Wow.
never know.
I
And
love to see it.
you hit it dead on the nose. Even if there's something, even if he's not the same Von Miller, which a couple of people pointed that out and mentioned it in the group as well, he didn't have to necessarily be the exact same Von Miller. Not going into that situation, you know.
Ah,
Yeah, he just got to be good now, and
lifetime
he's
on this
still
one.
plenty good. I mean, he is definitely still plenty good. So to me, as far as the rest of the league is a problem because I've been talking about the Rams the entire year. Shout out to my boy, Darren Motley, SVP member. That's his squad. And shout out to Kimberly Clark as well. Her family reps that squad.
True. That's
And
true.
they're not gonna let us forget it. But the Rams, I already had them at least playing in the NFC Championship game. And this is just an addition to a monster.
Yeah, it's a problem. Since we shouting out, rest in peace to my guy Ivan Armstrong. He's been passed for a few years, but he was one of the few Rams fans I knew before the Kurt Warner time,
Word.
and he used to big them up before Kurt Warner, and then they came through and got the ring and all that. So rest in peace to that man.
Another big story came through after that, of course, is OBJ. You know what I'm saying? Were you ever, when in your younger days, were you ever a fan of, I don't know, 80s or 90s rock or pop or any group?
Any group specifically?
Any group, any song?
Of course, not really the rock. Like rock, it depends on what you call rock. But yeah, the pop music. We all we had was MTV. Once we got cable, once all we had was MTV. It was no BETO. So yeah,
Well, when I saw this situation developing, and see if you can follow me here, you probably will get it. But the first thing I thought about, a song instantly popped in my head when they were talking about he's probably going to be released and all that. And I ain't gonna lie, it was
mm,
one of my favorites. But man said, if this is it, please let me know. If this
please
ain't love,
let me
baby, you
know.
gotta let me go.
Shout
Shout
out
out
to
to
Huey.
Huey Lewis and the News. And that was a situation I thought of when I first saw this before he was even released. I was like, wow. Because we were hearing so much about the possibility of him being moved. And supposedly there was some rumblings also between him and Baker Mayfield, which I believe is just as much Baker Mayfield. But if you let them tell it, they were fine off the field. But on the field, they were supposedly he wasn't looking for OBJ. There's some people on Mayfield's side that say that he would sometimes was running the wrong routes and things of that nature. But neither one of them is really going public with their feelings. They're just keeping it moving. But it's just crazy. But me personally, I've been one who never thought that was really a great fit anyway.
Yeah, me neither. Just because they were cool, people thought it might work out. I was like, bro, like Baker Mayfield is not that guy to get him the ball like that.
Right.
One, two, their personalities got to clash, even if they're friends or whatever the case. During a game, temperatures rise, and some people.
Temperatures, man.
OBJ is not going to respect everybody. To me, I don't think he's going to respect everybody as a quarterback, and it might be his guy, but he might not respect him at that position.
Tim said Baker stinks.
And there's that.
That's my guy. Tim gonna tell it like it is off top. You know what I'm saying? You just said Baker stinks. There's nothing else to be said. So very interesting. Very interesting. Now, of course, just like every star or former superstar, whatever, once this happens, they talk about they want to go to a contender.
Of course.
What you think the best situation for him, if to get signed, the best team to sign him?
Well, if they were still in the same city, I'd say 357 straight at you. 357 perpetrators. What is it? True. I don't even know the words. Oaktown 357. So the Raiders. It's Raider Nation, especially with the unfortunate, sad, tough, like accident, and
Yeah.
subsequent death, which was allegedly caused by Henry Bruggs. He's out of there, so somebody's got to fill that spot.
Yeah, I thought about the Raiders. Of course, the talk before all this really went down was everybody was hollering Green Bay. They got their own things they dealing with right now, but might
Don't
not.
nobody need
We heard
that.
Green
Don't
Bay.
nobody need that.
First team I thought about first was really not a contender, but I guess they're not out of it yet, and it is we don't know what to expect from them. But it was the Atlanta Falcons. Thought about the
Mm,
Falcons. They needed help anyway, and then they had the situation with Ridley. I'm away from football right now, taking care of business.
that's a good
Um,
one, actually.
I thought about it, but if we're talking about a contender, I definitely agree with you about the Raiders. Um, one of our resident Raider fans, Tim says he got the Rams up there, and Tim, they crossed my mind too. I know that D-Jax just got released, and I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised because I saw they said that Jalen Ramsey is out there recruiting everybody. So Jalen Ramsey is on the OBJ train, but they like Van Jefferson too at that third receiver. You know, we know Cup is Stafford's guy. I mean, they get busy. I expect them really get busy today. And Woods has been lighting it up, but they like Van Jefferson. But I wouldn't be mad at the Rams if they went this route too. I mean, they can get away with paying him next to nothing, to be honest with you. And could be a 1 year fit.
Imagine OBJ being on a squad where the quarterback and another receiver are already connected to the point that they get like 10 targets a game. I can't see it, bro. I can't see it.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be right though, because that regardless if he's the same guy or not, if he don't feel like he's getting the ball at some point, it could turn ugly. But I'm figuring
Yeah,
if it's for 1 year, I mean, it is what it is. He has to
everybody in
realize
one
that
year.
he could be playing for a whole nother contract come next year with maybe with another team. So I would hope OBJ would at least have the sense enough to understand that you got a chance to win a ring, go in there, be a good soldier, do what you got to do, and we'll see what happens next year. But I'm not one to think. I'm not ready to jump the gun and say he's washed. There's people in the group talking about he's washed. I don't know. Maybe he's not the same OBJ, but let's get him in a situation where he at least will get some targets, and let's just see what happens.
It would be interesting to see. Yeah, I'd like to see him get a chance too, just to see what he can actually do still.
All right, last question before we get to these picks, and I just brought it up because it was on, might have been Fox Sports or whatever. You starting a franchise. You got to pick one receiver: Devante Adams or Tyreek Hill.
Devante Adams.
Devante Adams without hesitation.
Without hesitation, because what I know is he's going to be open, regardless if he slows down in a couple years. He's going to still get open because he's a route runner and he kills people. He kills
The
double
best
teams on
route runner in
routes.
the game. Yeah, I said it.
Tyreek Hill, he kills people as well, but it's all based on him being faster than everybody else. Now we see Mahomes will throw to him in double coverage, not care and take those chances, and I get it. But I'd much rather throw to a wide open Devante Adams for 20 yards than take a shot in a double team with Tyreek Hill. That said, we saw Tyreek Hill just got like 18 targets last week, so and they end up getting the dub. But nah, I'm Devontae Adams all day for me.
So SBP members, look, we're not getting into this conversation today, as you argued us down. And we had a fun conversation last year. I guess it was right around pandemic time about who the best route runner was, and the Stephon Diggs and all that, who's exceptional,
Keenan
and
Allen.
all these. But I'm still paying him. That's Devontae Adams. I don't care. But to answer the question for me, it's tough because I truly believe that for me, it might be who my quarterback is. And I'm not saying because Adams got Rodgers. It might be who my quarterback is and which offense that I'm running. Because I'm not gonna lie. If I'm running something that that's high octane, there's a lot of movement, and there's some trickery in there, definitely the Chiefs that he plays for. Maybe McVay with the Rams when he's in his bag. I might slightly lean towards a Tyreek Hill. If I'm running a more, I don't even want to say conventional because there's some things involved, but something that's less flashy Yeah, it's to me, it's Devante all day. It's all day. And I say that only because I know for a fact that at least depending on how my team is structured, that if I have Tyreek Hill, I can do a whole lot of stuff with other people too, just the attention that you're putting on him. You see what I'm saying? Devontae gonna get open. He's gonna do his thing on the whole 9 yards, and you're gonna be successful some weeks you're not. But if I need a little speed in there, not to mix some things up, I'm going with Reed. Beyond that, it's Devontae. It is what it is. First game on the mix, a game this should be a really good game. The Battle of Ohio. We got the 4-4 Browns and the 5-3 Bengals. Both teams coming off losses last week. What you seeing in here?
Oh no. What happened to the Bengals last week? That was a freestyle. I don't know
Mike
what happened
White.
to the Bengals last week.
That's what happened.
Mike White happened. Then you come back to Thursday night and watch the Jets go back to reality and get smacked up by the Colts. Cincinnati should feel bad. I feel bad for Cincinnati. No, they should feel bad for me actually
Mm.
because they tricked up. I guess they tricked up everybody's pool. It don't matter because pretty much everybody picked Cincinnati to win that joint. Uh, Nevertheless, Joe Burrow and Jamal Chase. Jamal Chase has only had 2 NFL games where he didn't score a touchdown.
Yeah. He's already made it to my guys list, right? You know how I get my guys.
Yeah,
He's one of my guys.
already.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's killing everything and everybody. We look on the other side and see, what do we see? We see Baker Mayfield, which I'm already down on anyway. I'm already like, eh. But at least Nick Chubb, came back last week. Um, he was able to get some touches as well as Dearness Johnson was still able to get some touches and getting
Yeah.
into the end zone as well. OBJ's out of there. I ain't gonna talk your head off. 34-22, Cincinnati. I think they come back and revenge themselves from last week.
Baker's 5-1 against the Bengals in his career. So I don't know how much that plays into today's matchup, but he's got a favorable record over the Bengals. He didn't throw any touchdowns last week though. He looked real crappy against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I watched my guy Burrow. I watched Burrow come back, hit touchdowns to 3 different people last week. And then and one of them was not named T. Higgins, but shoot, Higgins had a nice receiving day, 4 for 97. So we know they can crank it up at any time. My guy Chase didn't go deep last week. He got a little short 2-3 yard score. I think that changes today. I like the Bengals though. I like the Bengals to be the team that actually bounces back. I know people are talking about this addition by subtraction, moving OBJ out of Cleveland to focus on some other things. The run, they should have been focusing on the run anyway. I mean, this period. So let's not get it twisted. I understand you want to mix things up. Chubb didn't get but 16 carries last week, I believe it was. You should have been focusing on the run anyway. So kill me with this addition by subtraction stuff. Baker's still the quarterback, regardless. So yeah, I'm going with Burrow and the guys to bounce back though. But I think it'll be tough. I think it'll be a good game. Browns will try to slow it down. Burrow will try to amp it up. 27-24 for the Bengals. Fun game.
Word.
Fun game in some people's eyes. The Patriots and the Panthers, both teams 4-4. And say what you want to about Belichick and them, but he kind of slowly he has his team finding its way a little bit. They're very competitive. They're winning some games, and we'll see how they go today. We just got word that McCaffrey is supposed to be back. But my question would that be how much? They gonna limit him? Like how much? You know what I'm saying?
You said fun game. Ain't nothing fun about this game. This game is terrible. Terrible.
And why you keep disrespecting, man, the Patriots, man, all these Patriots fans we got in here. Bernice ain't checked in about 2 weeks, but when I put the post up last week, she showed some love, man. You gotta stop doing that, man. Brian Austin, one of your biggest supporters. You talking sideways about that squad, man.
Vernice ain't showed up in about 3 months. First of all, or Daryl, where y'all at? Life, y'all have lives. I'm
Daryl will be
sorry.
back. Coach playing well. Daryl will be back.
True. Good point. Good point. Excuse me. But yeah, I mean, the Patriots fine. I'm still mad because the Patriots beat Chargers. Should I be mad? Yes, I'm mad. I'm still mad about that joint. Um, Carolina's terrible. Yeah, Carolina's terrible. Like 3-0 out the gate, and here we are.
Got their back
What what
broken.
what happened when they what happened to the Carolina season?
They
They got
played a real
deflated.
team, got their back broken, and
Oh,
they ain't been right since.
gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
Well, they ain't getting right today. I still got them people stinking it up. McCaffrey or no McCaffrey, and I'm going with the Mac Jones led Patriots 24.
Mac attack.
Mac attack.
I don't know how
Carolina
much of an
Panthers
attack it is, though.
13.
Okay, okay. I don't know how much of an attack it really is, though. They can't get their, I guess, supposedly best receiver on track. Can you believe that Jacoby Myers has played 37 games and hasn't touched the end zone in his career?
Sounds like Julio Jr.
Well, at least Julio will find it like every 4 games, at least. I mean, this dude ain't had a. He's their leading receiver, but never touched the end zone of receiving it. It's
Hey,
crazy.
well, at least we know that Buddy Ryan wouldn't say all he does is score touchdowns. All he does is not score touchdowns.
Sam Darnold, 0-3 in his career with 1 TD and 6 interceptions against Bill Belichick's squad.
Unfair. That's unfair, Prime.
I
He
know,
played
I
for the
know. He's with
Jets.
the Jets. I know. I already know. I'm just
He was
throwing the
playing with a
numbers out.
handicap. Man was playing with a handicap out there, Joe.
Feels like a big Damian Harris game to me. If he's still a goal for the day, 6 TDs already. I know I think he got nicked up a little bit, but I think he's going to play from what I saw. Patriots averaging 25 points a game. Panthers 20 points a game. So we're going to keep it right in that area right there. Patriots 24-20.
Sound good to me.
Vikings and the Ravens, man. And look, this is a fun one because we always picking Minnesota to win the game. It just seems like we on that page, like we want them to win. I ain't want them to win last week, and they didn't. But other than that, I'm trying to think when the last time I picked against the Minnesota Vikings to win a game, man. But they showed a lot of heart last week, but they just couldn't get it done. And this is an interesting game because the Ravens need to get back on track too. They just got plucked. Can you say that? I don't know. Their last outing out, so they're looking to get back in the mix of things and stay on top of this division, man.
First of all, shout out to Prime for not mentioning the name of the team that Minnesota lost to last week.
Now I ain't gonna mention them, but there's a team that had a backup quarterback by the name of Cooper Rush. I think it is. Whoever that squad, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, as we saw 2 weeks ago, well, y'all saw, I was in a car in the passenger seat looking at Red Zone on my phone as we passed through places with Wi-Fi and no Wi-Fi. I saw 17-17. Then I saw 44-17. And I was trying to figure out what in the world happened to the Ravens because I had picked the Ravens, of course.
Wax.
Yeah, so they fell apart, got smacked in the second half by Cincinnati a couple of weeks ago. I'm not going to hold that against them. Just let that be an anomaly. It is what it is, happened. And I think Lamar Jackson is in for a big day. Big day from LJ. Yeah, I don't have a lot else to say. I got Baltimore with the W though. I got Baltimore 30 and Minnesota 24.
Kirk Cousins to this point been up and down, but he has actually 2 more total touchdowns than Lamar has. Lamar got a couple with his legs, and of course some on the passing there. But Kirk Cousins overall has a couple of more touchdowns.
You said up and down, bro?
Yeah.
The man got 14 touchdowns and 2 picks.
Yeah, he was a little down last week though. But don't get me started on that, bro. I like Kirk. I'm not a former Washington fan, okay? I like Kirk Cousins, so don't take me down that road. I'm just stating the facts. He ain't around it last week. But anyway, only a 10-yard difference or so in their passing totals. And I was really going to take Minnesota again. I'm like, the heck with it, man. I'm staying on this Minnesota train. But that loss of Danielle Hunter, who's arguably the best player on that defense, is going to hurt in the pass rush and against the run. It's just really going to hurt. Ravens only giving up 20 points in 3 games or more in 3 games this year. So it's gonna make it tough. So I'm gonna pick against Minnesota this week. Let's go with the Ravens in this game, 27-20.
Sounds fair to me.
A game that looked a lot better before we got to this point when we first picked it, and it should always be a good game, the Cardinals and the 49ers. With so much uncertainty at this point, looking like we have no Kyler Murray, we believe, but they claiming that he made the trip. D Hop also made the trip. I mean, they didn't have far to go, but he also made the trip. So they're saying they're going to test him out. I'm leaning towards the fact that I don't think that either one is going to play. So this could set up Colt McCoy possibly being the starting quarterback. But Colt McCoy is capable for a week or two. So very interesting.
Oh, McCoy, man.
He was my dude in college though, for real. To burn
Hey,
people up on that
man.
NCAA, that EA Sports show with Colt McCoy, y'all ain't want it, man. Y'all ain't want it.
This would be an interesting matchup, Colt McCoy against who was even quarterbacking, but is Jimmy G quarterback? I'm so confused with
Yeah,
the
Jimmy G quarterbacking.
he actually played pretty well last week. What 322 yards passing. Um well I say played well. He had some decent numbers, I should say, last week. See Debo's questionable, D Hop's questionable. Yeah, this game was probably gonna be if we were at the beginning of the season,
Questionable.
probably after week one, we'd probably be like, yo, this is gonna be a good game. And it still may be a good game. It just might not be as exciting, as fun to watch as it might have been if everybody was healthy and ready to go. I still can't go away from Arizona though, because I trust their defense more than I trust San Francisco's offense. And yeah, I don't expect it to be a shootout at all,
Yeah.
but I do expect Arizona to hold it down. So I'm going Arizona 20 and San Francisco 17.
Yeah, it's a lot of questions. The one thing that I talk about too, and I don't have any clarification on this, but I do believe there may have been a COVID situation with AJ Green. There were some questions there. So I don't even know if
He's
he's
in the
playing today.
IR.
Huh?
He's out. He was
He is
out.
out?
Yeah.
All right, so
So your man's Christian Kirk might be the guy today.
yeah, I expect Connor to get some love too out of that backfield in today's mix. One thing for the Niners, though, they are getting George Kittle back supposedly today. I don't know how big of a boost it's going to be. I would like the boost, I would like him a little bit better if we knew that Debo was healthy. I don't know if even if Debo plays, what we're getting, even though he has been the man with San Francisco. But yeah, I'm sticking with the Cardinals too. 23-17 in this one. And I'm doing that even with the fact that Colt McCoy is a good chance that he's going to be quarterback in this squad, but we'll see. And when come game time, another game. And I know when I gave it to you, you might have been like, "Come on, Prime, don't do this to me." But we got to talk about it because I think it's going to be one of the more fun games of the evening. And you out here repping hard with your shirt on. The Chargers and the Eagles about to
Say it
get it
with your
in.
chest.
They going. The Chargers, who people were proclaiming, certain people in this group, um, they was those guys are struggling all of a sudden, and they take on your 3-5 Eagles today. What you looking at?
I'm looking at still being mad at the Chargers and I don't understand. These last two L's have not. I mean, the last L wasn't as big a deal to me, but the one before that, I had to bring it up one more time since they playing my Eagles. Them people's cost me $2,000, bro. $2,000.
Should be a shame of y'all.
I'm gonna get over it one day, maybe not today. But anyway, let's talk about the Eagles. What are the Eagles? The Eagles are playing as well as I can expect them to play. They handled business last week in beautiful fashion. Expect that, I guess, every once in a while, right?
It happens.
That was last week, right?
Yeah.
Detroit. That was last week. Um, Still no Miles Sanders, but shoot, Boston Scott had 2 touchdowns on the ground. Jordan
Yeah.
Howard had 2 touchdowns on the ground.
You had about
So
30 running backs, man. Game winner.
yeah, they all get 4 carries. Get 4 carries apiece. Send them on out there. We learned that from the Patriots, apparently. Hopefully, Jalen Hurts I'll be able to take care of the Rock this week. I ain't gonna lie, Prime. Like if $2,000 aside, I would have picked the Chargers, but I can't put that $2,000 aside because I ain't got it. So
Tim said y'all
I'm going
defense is too
Bird.
soft, man.
Oh yeah, they're gonna move the ball up and down the field.
Yeah.
That's to be expected, though. I mean, they usually do that against anybody, so I won't be hurt. The point, or the question is, can the Eagles move the ball up and down the field? And I'm going with a resounding, not a resounding. I'm going with yeah. I'm going with a yes this week anyway. So I'm going in a shootout. Pow pow. Okay, corral. The Eagles 36 and the what are they called? The San Diego Chargers 31. 36-31.
All right.
Bird game.
My guy Pharaoh says that if Philly runs the ball, they have a great shot to win the game. Y'all better run the ball on these people.
We'll do whatever we want to do. The key is going to be, if we can hit them with the shoot, I can't even think. My mind's going crazy because you said your guy Farrell,
That's my
and
son.
now I know, bro. That's what I'm thinking about. That's what's on my mind.
One of my
The,
sons. Yeah.
the misdirection. We'll have to see how the misdirection works. Boston Scott's so small, he kind of gets through there a little bit in the open field and the spring game as well. I really would love to see some more targets to Devante this week. He didn't
Yeah.
get many targets last week. It was a lot of, if I remember correctly, it was a lot of Goddard early on,
Mm-hmm.
who I have no problem with. Don't get me
Oh,
wrong.
got it, ball.
Yeah. I got no problem with Goddard, but I would like to see Smith get a couple more touches, a couple more opportunities down the field.
Yeah, you got to get him the ball, man. The one thing I'm watching, so I'm wondering, we've been not hearing too much Keenan Allen, and it's been more Mike Williams this season, who's finally broken out. But the matchup I'm looking for is Darius Slay, who's been straight
Mm-hmm.
balling. So who is Darius Slay going to be guarding? I would think that it would probably be Mike Williams. So somebody
Yeah.
else got to eat. I mean, I understand that Eckler going to get the rock a lot in this one, but one of them other receivers got to eat today. So whoever Darius Slay is not covering has to get busy in this way, and I think they will. Um, this is what's crazy. Check this out. Chargers averaging 24 points a game. Your Eagles 25. Flip it. The Chargers are allowing 25 points a game. Y'all allowing 23.
Hmm.
Yeah. The one thing that scares me though is like when you play those playoff caliber squads, man. You play the Raiders, the Bucks, and the Chiefs, and you ain't fared too well.
True.
And I guess we're still calling the Chargers a playoff caliber squad, I believe they are. I think they'll get it together. And I like them in this game. I just like the Chargers, man. I think this could turn out to be overall points wise one of the higher scoring games. And we say that every week, and in the game we end up not being that high. But, I can see the 56, 57-point range total. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and take the Chargers. I think it's going to be entertaining, though. I really do. I really do. For the red zone people, I think we'll flash this game a lot today. But give me Herbert and the Chargers 30-27. And Caesar will not be crying in the group this week.
You'll find something else to cry about. I'll give you something to cry about.
All right, man. So next up, another game that's not going to turn out the way we wanted it to turn out, or see what we wanted to see: the Packers and the Chiefs. That's because Aaron Rodgers, of course, y'all know what's going on in the media with him. He's not going to play today. He's not eligible to return to the team, I believe, until next Saturday, I believe. So we're sitting here with the game, the Chiefs, which we talked about last week, who are struggling to put things together on both sides of the football, and the Packers, who will be starting Mr. Love, Jordan Love at quarterback, and he has thrown less than 10 passes in his NFL career. What you think?
Hola, Covido. Got another one. Another Packer down. You have to return a DA and, goodbye to AR-12.
Mm-hmm.
Man, if he don't come back till next Saturday, I mean, he could walk out there and play
Yeah, that's just
Sunday.
Aaron Rodgers.
Anyway, like that
He
ain't,
can,
that
he can
ain't.
become eligible at 9 a.m. Sunday morning. It don't make a
Mm-hmm.
difference, man.
He gonna be all right. That ain't gonna matter. It's gonna be interesting to see what Jordan Love can do, though. I'll say I don't expect much, so the expectations are low. So the probabilities are high for your FanDuel. I mean, I think he's only like $6,000. I'm really not sure. I feel like he's 6,000. He's
Okay.
lower than the mug, so you might want to consider him in your lineup. Not me, but you. Yo. I'm not going there. On the other side, we have Patrick Mahomes and the boys who might be feeling a little better. Like I mentioned earlier, Tyreke, even though a lot of them are the flip passes or the screens or whatever, but he had 18 targets last week.
Mm-hmm.
18, like that's crazy. And at any point in time, um, yeah, I don't think it's going to be close, to be honest.
Mm.
I think Kansas City, yeah, believe it or not, I think Kansas City is going to come out and make a statement. As much as you can make a statement against a team with a backup quarterback, Minnesota. Guess we'll have to see what happens. But I'm definitely heavy on Kansas City today. I'm not putting any money on them because I mean they're 4-4, right? They're 4 and
Mm-hmm.
4. So we haven't been able to trust them. But I know Prime has put all his eggs in the Kansas City basket as far as the AFC West. And he's gonna let y'all know. Tell him, Prime. Go on, tell him
Oh
about the
yeah,
boys.
yeah. So I had to let y'all know that they were seemingly really only a game out at first. I didn't. First of all, I didn't realize we had so many teachers and mathematicians and professors in the SPP. Because as soon as I put that stat up, everybody came up to talk about technically. They're 2 games behind. We all know they played more, one more game than most of the teams, and because teams already had their bye week. So y'all technical. I'm not gonna behinds. Okay, I get it. I get it. But the point is, they still, as bad as they are playing, they're still right there. Not a lot of season left. We got half the season to go. So for everybody who shut the door on this team who is struggling, I still think they'll still continue to struggle somewhat. They are still right there. By the end of this NFL Week 9, that division could look just a little bit different, possibly. Um, and I think on the Green Bay end, man, look, I think that we're going to see. Like, look, we don't know what's going to happen next year. And I'm talking next year already with Aaron Rodgers, okay? We already been speculating about Pittsburgh and all these other places where he could end up. Today is the day that Love could show them what he's about. Look, man, you auditioning for the job next year. You feel me? This is an audition. Forget what you did in training camp. Forget the combine and all that. Today is an audition for Love. And he needs to show out, bro. This is a defense that's struggling definitely against the pass. People been getting what they want against Kansas City. But I still think that the Green Bay team will come out there and we'll see a lot of Aaron Jones. I think Dillon takes some of the carries away. I think Dillon gets a nice share of touches as well for the Packers. And speaking of running the ball, I mentioned last week when we were talking about what I felt about Kansas City getting back on track, finding a way to run the ball. They gave Derek Gore a nice amount of carries last week. I think that continues. He may even get more than Williams does, but they got to balance that thing out. And more so, they also got to catch the ball. As bad as they look, did you see Kelsey out there dropping passes last week? It was Kelsey. So, but I think it's going to be a good game regardless. But yeah, I'm sticking with the Chiefs. I haven't fallen off that bandwagon yet. And it'll be a while probably before I will. They got to be out of this playoff thing completely for me to say that. Luckily, Patrick Mahomes should be able to play. We know he got a little dinged up in the last game. But yeah, give me the Chiefs in this one. I still think the Chiefs find a way to get it done. And I got them 30-20.
I got 33-20.
Yep.
There you go.
There it is. Last game, which will be a lot of things to talk about. The Titans and the Rams. And they're going to go at it. And one of the reasons we're talking about this game, and the fact that it was a great matchup initially, there's no Derrick Henry there. So they bring in 75-year-old Adrian Peterson to the practice squad for a couple of days to come in and get stuff done. And they got Jeremy McNichol. But one of the other questions I had about them, okay, if Henry's not going to play, what about these receivers? Because both of their starting receivers been nursing injuries. Up until the earlier part of the week, it was looking like Julio was not going to play. Now they saying that he's supposed to play. They've been watching Brown and that injury that he's had. So feels like a whole lot of Ryan Tannehill to me. And but does he really want to drop back that much against this squad?
Feels like another one. this ain't the week for all that. Of all weeks for all this to happen, this is not the one. Yeah, there's no telling what to expect from Tennessee's run game because I don't think McNichols had any touches last week. Um, and is he a four down back? Who knows? Adrian Peterson, y'all be killing me, man. Calling that man. Oh, I don't know how old he is for real. How old is
Well, he up there.
he? I don't know. 37? 37? I don't know how old he is.
But what's
That seems
important
like
is Source. What's important is he believed in himself. Because I don't know if you saw the story. So the story
oh
goes a couple of weeks ago, he was actually offered a spot on Dancing with the Stars, and they was gonna give him like 150,000 just to come out there for the.
mm,
Then you win the joint, you get a chance like that's 300 something whatever, 300 some $1,000. He turned them down. He would have got 150,000 just to go out there, right? But he turned them down because he felt, he believed in himself and he felt that he could get a call from one of these teams who needed a running back. And look what happened.
my neck, my back, my neck, and my back. I'm suing y'all for 150,000. Who will settle out of court right now for a contract with the Tennessee Titans? And apparently that's how it went down. Yeah. Do we expect? We don't expect him to play this week, right? I sure no.
Well, that's another one. I was saying no. At first, he probably was not going to play, but they put him on the active roster. Now there is the possibility that he could play. Of course, we won't know till we get to the game.
I don't want to see that, bro. I don't want to see that. Let that man be. You
Especially against
got
the
Henry
Rams.
out. Yeah, let that man. Can I live? Let him live, y'all. Let him live one more week and get acclimated to the situation once again before we throw him out there against the Rams defense. Nobody needs that. Nobody wants that. Um, what's the obvious on the Rams side, man? Stafford coming in, taking over, and got this thing turned around. Him and Cooper Kupp out here eating. Kupp had seven catches for $115 and a touchdown last game. Yeah, no more Djax, but like you mentioned, Van Jefferson and the possibility you say of an OBJ showing up in LA is interesting. If he could accept a role, I guess he could take a page from the Antonio Brown book. If he could do that,
A lot of people could.
yeah. If he could do that, man, because we see Antonio Brown really when he's healthy, he's that dude in Tampa Bay, and they
Balling.
already had two good receivers,
Mm-hmm.
so it is a possibility. Man, ain't no need for me to keep rambling on. I got the Rams in a smacker, 38-17.
Dang. I got the Rams 33-17. Yeah, it could be a rough one, man. Like I said, it could be a rough one for them, man. We know what the Rams are about. And like I mentioned before, whether OBJ watching or not, man, they got plenty of faith in Van Jefferson. McVay and Stafford really like Van Jefferson as that third receiver, so they'll keep trucking along, especially as long as Henderson. Nobody talking about Darrell Henderson, talking about
Yeah,
Henderson, but Henderson balling, man, for the Rams.
yeah, I don't know how
Henderson,
to.
yeah, he is balling out of the back, receiving and rushing the rock. And they just so good. Nobody's talking about him, but he's quietly, top 5, top 6 running back every week. Yeah, he's playing. He's balling. So, put some respect on that man's name. He's been a big part of the Rams' success. But yeah, it's a possibility that thing could get ugly. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but a couple of things before we get up out of here, because I know we both, and then people in the group as well, people listening to get their lineups set. I got fantasy lineups and daily fantasy to set up. And I know you're going
Yes,
to think
sir.
I'm crazy, but you know what one game I really wanted to talk about? And I won't even go bring it up, but since we've been on this here podcast, it just flashed across my screen. We got some news. Do you know
Okay.
what game I really was excited about today, honestly? Other than the Cowboys Broncos, of course. I mean, that's because the Cowboys are playing, but it don't matter. Um, was the matchup between the two 1-7 teams. Yeah, I said it. The Texans and the Dolphins. I was really excited about this game because it's so much that could happen. I mean, Tyrod coming back. We got a chance for Cooks to get busy. somebody got to get to that second win. You know, Miami, which was on the cusp of being a playoff team last year, all of a sudden struggling, only to go 1-7, and then we get the news that Tua is not going to play now. Crazy. I don't know why, but that was quietly one of my top 3 games of the week. It was just so much there, bro. Now I just don't know.
I'm gonna let you have that one, Prime. I'm gonna let you have that all to yourself.
Yeah, 1-7. The 1-7 bowl was nice. I mean, if you love football, I'm just saying, bro. I mean, I don't know. So anyway, I'll still be watching. I'll still be watching for whatever go down. It is
I
what it
guess
is.
they still gonna throw them on red zone, so I guess we got to pay some
Oh, it's going
attention.
down. It's going down. Hey, last thing, man, because I'm gonna have a lot of iPads and everything bumping today, whatever. Have you seen what is it, The Holiday Fall yet? Is that what it is on Netflix?
Yeah, boy, I've been trying to get a moment to make my good old video for that joint.
Oh, good, because
Uh,
I'm watching it today.
oh, you watched it there? Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yes. So I won't say much about it. I'll say yes, I've watched it, and I've also watched uh Colin in black and white.
I gotta go back. I gotta go. I saw parts of it. We were watching it when I was getting ready for work the other day. I saw maybe about 30 minutes of it.
Watch,
So,
yeah, watch it from beginning.
no, it's
Yeah,
a must. It's going down, and I love what I
and
saw.
last but not least, for the music lovers, Yeezy, or should I say Ye, in his first interview since I don't know when on Drink Champs. I didn't even watch. I didn't watch it. I listened to it. I listened to the whole thing.
Word.
I was driving around and listened to the whole interview. Yeah, yeah. I'll post a video. Just
Yeah,
listen
do
to
that. Do that.
some
That's.
short reviews.
I think it was key. Somebody had mentioned in the group that might go down as one of the. What did he say? The greatest interview. I'm not. I'm not even a Kanye fan. Like I told you, give me the first couple of albums and I'm done. I can do all the clownery, buffoon. I don't care. But I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. I enjoy. I enjoyed
Oh,
this. I enjoyed this drink champ. Shout out to Ye, man. And and hopefully he shows some love on the Ghostface upcoming project. He's supposed to be doing that, so I'm gonna see what he about. But yeah, but that drink champs interview, yeah, I was with it. Fire.
interesting. Yep.
Yo, so hope y'all enjoyed it. Appreciate y'all for watching. Very successful. Look, we had some new people join us today. And it is what it is. We here every Sunday. That's about every Sunday. Usually about 11. Sometime it might be 10:30. I'm going to start letting y'all know ahead of time. Usually 11 a.m. And we here for all your sports pleasure. But we talk, hip-hop, television, all of that, man. So we drank a few beers. That's what we're going to do today. I got a new one I'm going to post. I got a new one I'm sipping on today. I'm going to post to you in the group today. A little something I found. It is what it is, but as always, I am your boy Prime. You can catch me on Twitter and Instagram at PrimeSBK.
At source, of course, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Prime. I'm tired of these people judging me, Prime, but I'm still gonna be out here. Somebody told me I can't dance on TikTok, but guess what?
Yeah.
I be all in the videos
Do your
dancing.
thing, player.
Do what I'm gonna do. I don't care
Do
what none of
your
y'all
thing.
say.
Do your thing. And that's all we got. And for my good friend, since she's watching, I got to shout out her man. Welcome back and go Dak Prescott. And catch y'all later. Yeah, I threw that in there.